Hey polish fiends, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, as you can tell by the title, as promised, this is my Swarovski crystal and nail art bling collection. So I'm going to sit down today and show you through all of my DIY bling boxes, how I sorted out my 3D art pieces, and now how little space they actually take up for such a large amount of bling and that kind of good stuff. So if that's something you guys are interested in, then just keep on watching. So before we get into going through what I have in my collection, I just wanted to show you guys where I'm storing my bling boxes now. So as you may remember from my room tour, I have two large shelves that are on my wall at the corner of my nail space. So my little bling boxes just sit on the shelf, and as you can see, they take up no room whatsoever. They are so compact and I just love it. So I had two drawers basically full of glitters and nail art bits, and now I have just this little space on my shelves. So moving on to what I actually have in the bling boxes, first up I have one that is just completely full of 3D metal pieces. So in the first container, you have already saw this, I have my seashells, my rose gold pieces and my black acid sort of effect studs. I then have more gold studs, and these are all just your random gold studs with the back, silver back or the gold back. I then have smaller Japanese pieces, and these are all mixed by colour and basically by style. So I have various sizes, and again we move on to more Japanese pieces, and this time it's more mini pieces. And now I have some frames, and again I don't bother so much about by what the shape is, I go by what the colour is. And then we have more frames and my steampunk pieces. And the very last box I have for container number one, this basically contains all of my caviar beads, and these are all different sizes and all different colours. And finally guys, this is just a look at box number one and how everything is sorted out. Now we move on to box number two, and again I store all of these in my little plastic box. It has a lid, and inside they all have little individual compartments in a row of 4. So with this box I'm continuing with some of the studs, and then I move on to some charms. So for the first container, this one holds all of my silver stud pieces and also my black marble studs and also my rectangular studs. Then next we have some of my Christmas 3D charm pieces, some dangle pieces, we also have stone marble pieces and also some more seashells. So now we're moving on to my less expensive bling pieces, and first up we have some AB crystals in various sizes, and these are non-Swarovski. We then have the petroleum sort of chameleon stones, gold back stones and some silver roses. In this next one, we have some of my less expensive rhinestones and some neon studs. Next we have my chameleon rhinestones, my neon studs and my white pearls in 2 different sizes. Moving on to the next container, we have some crystal studs. We then have some iridescent sort of mermaid coloured studs in 2 different sizes, and in the last one we have some pastel pearls. And in the very last one, we have a mix of stone marble studs to pastel studs and also some different rhinestones as well. And finally for box number 2 guys, this is what everything looked like once it was all set up inside. And finally moving on to box number 3, this is where I hold all of my acrylic pieces and also the rest of my charms. So in the first container, this is where I hold all of my Glam Susie acrylic pieces, so those are in the first 2. And then in the last 2, this is some resin flowers that I absolutely love, and I got those ones from AliExpress. So in the next container, this is where I hold all of my other Japanese ones, so I have some gold fleck charms, some dangle pieces and some more silver and gold nail pieces. So in the next container, this is where I hold all of my Middle Eastern inspired sort of marble type nail art, and in the very last container we have some little crystal clusters. Next, this is where I keep all of my little fancy bows and also some floral clusters. So we have rose gold, silver and also some gold clusters in there as well. Next, again, this is some more charms. So we have various styles of clusters from star-shaped to bridge-shaped. We then have some fairies and mermaids and some crowns and stars. So all different shaped charms in this one. Next, this is where I keep all of my sort of cheaper opal style stones. So I first have some AB crystals from Glitter Planet in the first container. I then have some opal stones in white and pastel. And then I have some chevron rhinestones. And in the very last one, this is where I keep my sort of pearl shells that I have cut up and put into the last container. I then have some natural stones, some shambhala bows and full nail bling darts. And finally guys, this is what box number 3 looks like once everything's in and tidied up. So now we're moving on to my very last bling box, and this one is where I hold all of my Swarovski crystals. It's a sort of felt sweaty type material, and it has a lid that you could see through, and it has a little lock closure so you could keep everything secure. So starting at the very top, the first 4 boxes contain all of my AB crystals. In the very first one, I have a mix pack which has SS3 to SS12. Next, we have SS3, 4 and 5. And in the third one, we have, again, a mix from SS3 to SS12. And in the very last for my AB crystals, that is SS16 and SS20. Beside those, I have some AB crystal shapes. So they're various sizes and various shapes. I then have my chalk white ones in SS7 and 10. My Hot Fix Siam in SS20. You will know the difference between the Hot Fix because of the copper backing and the little piece of glue on it. So beside those, we have my collection of opal white Swarovski crystals. Then we have rose gold, and beside those we have some mixed packs of crystal clear in smaller sizes and also pointed back. And beside those, I have my larger crystal clear, so this is SS16 and SS20. Then below that, I have SS20 in aquamarine, and then some smaller sized crystals in silver. And then beside those, I have a mixed pack of Swarovski crystals. I like to buy these simply because it gives me a choice of lots of different colours without buying them individually. I then have some art packs that I've recently picked up. So this is all different styles of crystals and all different shapes. Beside those, I have some SS20 Meridian Blue, and then I have a mix of different pink crystals that I keep together. And then moving on to the very bottom, starting with my collection of various shaped stones that are larger. We then have my raindrop shaped stones in all different colours, my chatons in both smaller sizes and the larger sizes beside it. And then we have my Navette crystals in jet, and again my teardrop stones that are pointed back. And finally guys, here is an overview of box number 4, which is my DIY Swarovski Bling Box. So guys, that is us reached the end of today's video, and I really hope you enjoyed having a look around my collection and found some of my storage solutions helpful. And as always, if you did enjoy today's video, please give me a thumbs up, I would totally appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Kylie. I am a complete nail polish addict, and on this channel you will find everything from nail art to swatches, reviews and the occasional haul. So if that's something you guys are interested in, I upload every Monday and Friday, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye.